guys, it's your boy Ghost TV here, and in today's video I'm bringing to you guys a AMD Threadripper build. This list is going to be down in the description as well, the link to the build list. But you guys are in for a treat because the total price of this build is going to be $3,373, so that's approximately $3,400 US for this Ryzen Threadripper build. But first up on the list we have the Threadripper 1920X. Now this is a pretty great CPU. It's AMD, one of the AMD Ryzen's. Is that AMD Ryzen? No, I don't think it's AMD Ryzen. Yeah, it's AMD Ryzen Threadripper. This piece, if you guys don't know, this is basically for those of you guys who are big editors, game developers, and such. The CPU is more geared to you guys, not really consumers. But if you're a consumer and you can afford to buy this CPU, then it's most likely in your price range. For the CPU cooler, you're into the Fractal design Celsius S36, sorry. This is a pretty good Fractal design liquid cooler. It looks pretty neat from these pictures here. Alright, that's all the pictures. Okay, no. As you can see, it has some setting buttons here, which looks like to be auto, and I believe that says Puri. It doesn't look like Puri. Oh, it looks like power. It's probably power. But this is the CPU code that we're going to be using in this build. For the motherboard, we went with the MSI X399. This is a gaming motherboard. You guys can be wondering why a gaming motherboard. I don't necessarily believe it's for gaming only, but it's one of the motherboards that are compatible with the Threadripper line. And as you can see here, it might also be coming with a Wi-Fi adapter. So you guys are getting a lot in this small price. Well, it's not a small price. It's literally $349.99 on Newegg. And we're mostly going to be doing Newegg builds only because Amazon is extremely overpriced. For the RAM, I went with the Trident RGB. You guys may be saying I'm addicted to RGB RAM, but it's something about RGB just makes me feel fuzzy inside. It's a Trident Z RGB. We're going to go with, I believe, it's 32 gigabytes. This is a 4x8 gigabyte set, so it's 32 gigabytes max. This RAM clocks out at 2200 megahertz, so it's extremely fast. For the OS, we went with, for the OS storage, we went with the SanDisk SSD. This is the plus 240 gigabyte version. It's a solid state drive, that SSD means. I'm sure you guys already know that, but I'm just reiterating it. It's a 2.5 inch drive, so it would be able to fit in the case without picking up much space. For the hard drive, we went with the BarraCuda 1TB 2.5 inch drive. This is going to be great for storing all your games. Not all the games, just basically geared to our editors, but if you want a game on it, you can. This is going to be basically store all your files and all your documents, all your editing stuff. If you guys would like to upgrade, you can just slap in another hard drive into the case. For the graphics card, we went with two Asus GeForce GTX 1080. This is the 8 gigabyte version. I'm going to say 8 gigabyte version. This is the ROX STRIX version of the GeForce 1080 by Asus. So it's going to go good with our motherboard, I believe, because our motherboard is also, nope, it's not STRIX, but it has RGB on it. So yeah, it has RGB on it, so that's why I think that's why I went with RGB RAM to begin with. So yeah, we're going to go with two of these cards since, oops, my bad. Come on. Okay, we're going to go with two of these cards since they're SLI compatible, and it's going to give the right amount of power needed to right amount of power needed to push your editing and such on this PC. So, alright, let's move on to the case. For the case, we went with the Phanteks Enthoo Evolv ATX glass case. Not sure if that's how to pronounce this word, but don't go hard on me, guys. I'm not familiar with much of these cases. As you can see, the case looks pretty good. It has a glass side panel. The front looks good as well. There's a little indicating LED here. It has some cool vents coming along the left and right side on the tops, and I believe it should come with a magnetic filter So this is the side look of the case. You can see the tempered glass there. On the other side, wait, is the tempered glass on both sides? I don't think it is. No, it doesn't look so. But you can see the USB 3.1, I believe this is. USB ports. You have an audio jack and a headphone jack, and I think that's the reset button, and the power button is on top of the case, which is quite unique and quite accessible, because most power buttons in most cases are usually at the bottom on the front of the case. Oh yeah, it does come with a filter. So yeah, I was right about that. And yes, the case has two tempered glass panels on the back and the front. So you can view your cable management on the back, and you can view your components in the front. Pretty neat. Okay, go on here. Alright, now let's move on to the next part. We have, for the power supply, we have the EVGA 1200 watt 80 plus platinum certified modular ATX power supply. This is a fully modular power supply, so all the necessary cables are going to come with the power supply. And the reason why I had to choose this power supply is because every other power supply I chose on PC Power Picker wasn't compatible. It was saying I would need a power supply with an extra EPS cable to power the second graphics card. So yeah, I hope this video helped you guys on choosing out parts for building your Threadripper gaming or editing PC, whichever you may prefer, or if you're a producer, even that as well is going to work. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hope to see you guys in the next one.